spent my whole life scared, frightened of things that could happen, might not happen. 50 years I spent like that, finding myself awake at 3 in the morning. But you know what? Ever since my diagnosis, I sleep just fine. Okay?
Wow. Welcome back, people, to Hands in the Sky podcast. I am your host, Rizzy Shy, and I want to come on today and, as we say, catch a vibe. That's what we on now. We just catching a vibe. If we can catch it, it can be caught. It can be caught. We gonna catch it. I ain't gonna hold you long today, but I am gonna hold you. Don't lay with it, stay with it. And the topic of this particular podcast is fear. And I think everybody in some form or fashion have experienced fear. Whether you was an adult, a kid, a teenager, a young adult, a preteen, a baby, you have experienced some sort of fear. Something frightened you and sent the chemicals in your mind in a frenzy because you was afraid of something, which is fear. We all have it. In that way, we are all alike. We are all alike. We're not different. Because I have a fear of one thing and you have a fear of another does not make us different by any stretch of the imagination. Fear. Fear is a deterrent to your greatness. Fear is a disease that won't go away. Fear is the pot that just won't cook the beans right. That's what fear is. It's not going to do what you think it's supposed to do. So that's what we're going to talk about today, fear. What is fear? Why is it so important to avoid? What are ways you can help yourself with fear? So let's start there. I want everybody to take a second, just a quick second. And in your mind, think about something that you're frightened about, which would be fear. Let's do that now. Okay, I'm back. I know that wasn't a minute, but your boy can't count unless it's money. I'll go first. I have a lot of fears. I don't have a lot of debilitating, crippling fears. Like I just can't do something because I'm scared of it. But then again, maybe I do. But I don't think I have that many. But I do have some fears. One of my fears that I haven't always had, it just kind of popped up. I ain't gonna say kind of popped up. It didn't pop up. It was there. Is my fear of anxiety. That's what my fear is. And it's like a choo-choo train. It has other cabooses on it, other trains on it, and each one of them has something in there I'm afraid of. But it all starts at the head, at the trolley. My one fear right now is my anxiety. I can't manage it like it's supposed to be managed. It's managed at a high level, but that's not the way it's set up. It's almost unmanageable because it's managed at a high level. You understand what I'm saying? If you're gonna manage it, then it shouldn't affect you. And everything I do, say, go, think about, touch, prepare for, organize, think about, has some form of anxiety in it. I haven't always been like that. With my cancer diagnosis, even the first cancer diagnosis, I didn't even understand what was going on with me. And it was my anxiety. I never been the mental health guy. I was never one to say, hey, go see Dr. Mental Health or Mrs. Mental Health. I was just a guy that didn't even. It was like it didn't exist in my world. It did not exist. Anxiety was just like, tits on a bull. It just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? But after my first cancer diagnosis, I noticed that I was feeling different. And I'll tell you guys a little story about how it happened, and you can kind of, judge it from there. I was going to the doctor, and I was having a procedure. I was actually having a colonoscopy, and everything is going good that day. I got up early. It was an early appointment. I think it was like at 6 or something in the morning. So I get there. That's perfect because I can be walking out of there by at least 10 o'clock. Go get your boy something to eat because you can't really eat like you want to when you're doing the colonoscopy, preparing for it. But anyway, so I get there and I'm already kind of antsy, but not real antsy because I've been through this before and I know what they're going to do. I know what the process is. I know what they're going to say to you. Kind of know what they're going to do to you. You're going to be sedated. Woo, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But this particular time, it was different before I got in the back. When I got there, I went to the front desk and for some reason, the front desk attendant set it off for me. He asked me a question. He asked me, did I have my medical ID card on me? And I politely told him no. I said, I have it on my phone. But I said, I don't carry it around with me because I've been coming here for years. You guys have my information on file and it hasn't changed. Nothing. The address, phone number, insurance, it hasn't changed. So there's no need for me to present it to you today. It hasn't changed. That man said, that ain't what I asked you. Baby, it went there. You just heard that? You thought that was a rocket? No, that was my anxiety. It just flared the fuck up. Off that, because of the way he talked to me. I was already on the elevator going up to the anxiety portal, but it was a slow elevator. And I knew I would be fine once I get back and get settled. That's all I need to do sometimes. With my anxiety, if I get settled and I get comfortable, the anxiety is not as powerful. It's almost like you pigeonhole it into a hole. But if something flare it up in the beginning, anything and everything can happen. I'm going to repeat that because somebody needs to hear that. With somebody with this kind of anxiety, a 2-time cancer patient, finna be a 2-time major surgery patient, all this chemo, all this medicine, all this going back to the doctors, my anxiety is just, oh my God. I am seeking counseling. I have been seeking counseling. It works, but it just don't work enough on my anxiety. It hasn't went anywhere. It's actually probably gotten a little bit worse since I started the counseling because I know more, if that makes sense. But I tell anybody, my anxiety is high 7 days a week, 24/7. Sometimes I can sleep and I can feel my anxiety high. If I have an incident before bed or before I get comfortable and lay down, whatever flared me up is going to be on my mind. I started noticing that. Because I had something yesterday that it didn't sit right with my spirit. And all I did was all night toss and turn. And I'm thinking like, damn, how did I let that in there? How did I let it get in? Fear. When you constantly in fear, you weaken yourself. You weaken your defenses. I walk around sometimes with the hope that my anxiety don't flare up. I be hoping. I don't be even actively managing trying to do something to negate it at that particular time. I just hope it don't go up. But I do have a few things that help me with my anxiety. And I figured those out for myself. And I'm doing one of them. The podcast has helped me with my fear of my anxiety. It's helped me with fear all around because I'm not the spokesman for anything but me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the guy that want to be on social media. I don't want to be the guy on TikTok. I'm not going to be the guy on Instagram or Facebook. Nothing wrong with those platforms, if that's your vice. But because my anxiety, I can't do it. And it makes sense because I've never been a Facebook or just a social media guy. And it's been out well over 20 years, and I just never did that because of my fear of anxiety. I'll post a picture, somebody say something negative or derogatory. Anxiety gonna be kicking in. And there it go right there. See how quick that was? Just to think, you post a picture, you feel like you looking nice, and somebody can be joking. It ain't even meant to harm, but they say it, you see it, and you process it, and now the anxiety is there. It was always there because of the fear, but it came. So let's try to get back on track. Let's try to get the train back on track. That was me going off the rail, but I had to get it off my chest. It's just one of them days where the anxiety has taken its toll. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about it. And I'm going to give you guys a few things that I've done. Well, actually, let's start with that. Let me tell you a few things I've done. Then we'll go ahead and break down some other things. One of the things that I've done to help me with my fear of anxiety, or fear and anxiety, is I started a podcast that you're listening to right now. Hands in the Sky Podcast, aka The Hits with your boy Rizzy Shot. I love saying that. It gives me power. It feels like it gives me a purpose. It gives me strength. I say that, and I know on the other side somebody gonna listen to it and they gonna know I'm talking about them. I'm helping them. And you can tell the way I'm talking to you that I love you. I care about you. Do that sometime, and it can help you. So one of the things that I'm doing is I'm doing a podcast. It's helping me because I'm talking. And all these podcasts that I've done, just to let you in on the backside of things, have been for me. I'll say it again. They've been for me. Every podcast I did, I was talking to myself, about myself, to myself. Looking at myself, being with myself. Every last one, and I think we on up to 10 of them. Every last one was something I was dealing with at that particular time. So this podcast has helped me talk about it. It has helped me express it. It has helped me to just know what it is. I haven't beat it all the way, but I beat it enough that I can function. And for right now, I'll take it. Another thing that I've done is I've started just moving around. I noticed that when I'm more active with my body and mind, the fear and anxiety doesn't have as much power. A nice 30-minute brisk walk, it does wonders for me sometimes. I get to walking and I get to just thinking about really just things that I want to plan out, things that I want to do, that I can't really do now because of my situation. But I know my situation is temporary. I know it is. The Lord done told me it was temporary. I can't see me going through all this cancer and taking all this medicine and all these surgeries and not have a purpose behind it. The Lord I serve don't work like that. All right. Sorry about that, but let me get back on track. Okay. So fear is, let's talk about what fear is. To me, fear is the inability to not be influenced by the what if. When you say you're fearful of something, you're fearful of the what if. What if this happens? What if this don't happen? What if all this happens? That's what the fear is. You're afraid of a future event that's going to happen that you don't know is going to happen. It may have happened in the past, the same way it's looking like it's building up to happen now, but it hasn't happened. The anxiety is like a pre type of thing, not a post. It's like it's happening before you actually do something, and a lot of times it keep you from doing it. That's what fear is. Okay? Fear, the inability to cover, to look over or overlook Fear is the ability to overlook people, places, and things that causes doubt. Let me say that again. The inability to overlook people, places, and things that causes doubt. That's what fear is. And when you do that, you rob yourself of your trust. You rob yourself of your confidence. You rob yourself of moving forward. Think about that. You rob yourself of moving forward because of the fear of what if. It's always going to be a what if. You ain't no genie. You don't know the future. So why you scared of it? Explain that to me. Fear robs you of your ability to think clear. A lot of times when you have anxiety, you don't think clear, because if you did, a lot of times you wouldn't have that anxiety. If you can get your mind to think clear, actively think clear. Every day I'm thinking clear. I'm thinking positive. I'm thinking favors, increases. You know, it can help you. It has helped me. So those are two of the things that I've done. I started the podcast. I started walking. Another thing that I've done, I was doing it before, kind of everything kind of hit, but I noticed that it helped me. I started doing a HIIT workout, HIIT. I think that's what it is, the HIIT workouts. So I got one video that I found, because I don't know, it would just seem like it was hard for me to find stuff that I like to do. I don't want to get on the ground and be doing, groundwork. I just want to stand up and work out. You know what I'm saying? And I found something on YouTube, but I'm not even sure the name of it. I'll if you guys curious, just let me know in the comments, and I'll tell you which one to kind of get me off. So I started doing that, and I just started doing it more often. And one thing I did, because there's a script to it. The first exercise is this. The second exercise is that. The third exercise is this. And for the longest, I followed that script. And then I changed it. I still look at the video, but sometimes I just improvise. Instead of doing jumping jacks, I'm gonna do some knee bends. Instead of doing up downs, and when I say up downs, I mean just high knees. Instead of doing that, I might just do side to side. Instead of punching forward, I might punch in there and raise my knees. See, I'm improvising. I'm taking what I know and I'm trying to improve it. And doing that has kind of given me some power. Like, you know what? I don't have to follow this script, but I'm going to be all right if I don't, because I got my own script. And it has helped me a little bit, if you can follow me with that. I ain't got to follow this script. I want to follow it. I've had following it, but I don't need to follow it right now, because the Lord told me to do something else. And that's what I did. I just started doing my own thing. Okay? So, another thing that I want to talk about is ways you can help yourself with fear, not only in anxiety, not only some of the things that I talked about, but one of the things that also helped me with my anxiety and my fear is I try to remain organized. From the time I get up to the time I go to sleep, I have to have organization. I can't be around mess. I can't be around a cluttered house, a cluttered garage, a cluttered room, a cluttered closet. I don't like clutter. Hoarding and all that kind of stuff. That, we all been a part of it. We all kind of, been in houses or in our own houses where it wasn't just always tidy. Well, it matters to me now. And the thing about it, don't have to be just like showing your house ready. Everything just need to be in place. And everything just need to be remotely okay. It looks okay. If it don't, the anxiety gonna flare up. The fear gonna flare up. So I keep everything organized as much as I can. That's with my finances. And now it's starting to go into my nutrition, meal prepping and stuff. My brother was telling me he does that. He does meal prep. So I just kind of been in the background listening to how he doing it. Not really even asking questions, just kind of hey, okay. Then I'm asking a question at some point, and I'm like, shit, that worked. I was never a meal prep guy, and I'm still not a meal prep guy, like, a whole week. my meal prep is probably more so 2 or 3 days at the most. I can eat the same thing over and over again. At least now I can. So, stay organized, plan out. Another little tidbit, because I know we're going long, is when I plan, I also plan my finances. That negates one of my stressors. If I'm organized financially, and I'll give you an example, I do a budget every month. I pretty much have the same expenses every month, unless I maybe charge something on my credit card or something like that. But for the most part, I do a budget every month. And do you know I still write it down on paper or just go on the calculator on my phone and do it? Okay, this is what I'm going to get. This is what I do it. I have to do that or the anxiety flares up because even though I'm not changing anything, because like I said, everything is pretty much the same. That planning part helps me. Okay. And then also too, what I like to do, that it helps me is I like to prepare. Now, what do we mean when we say prepare? And how is prepare different from planning? Planning to me is like something in the future, the very near future. It could be the next minute or it could be in 200 minutes. It's the future. You're planning it out. And you're planning it out to happen a certain kind of way. That's what planning is to me. Preparing is you're preparing for a particular situation. I'm planning my budget, but I'm preparing it to buy a car. You see what I'm saying? And those are the things that help me. Also with preparing, you have to be able to prepare on the spot sometimes. Give you an example. The other day, I'm about to go walk. Right, and I go mall walking. I pulled out the garage, and I'm about I'm in the driveway. I'm finna turn into the street, and I hear something go. I said, "Damn, what's that? Let me get out the car, check it out." I get out, and it was my tire flat. Freaking A, man! I just replaced this tire, so now I have to prepare in real time to get this tire fixed. And that's what I mean by prepare. And so, long story short, I did get the tire fixed. You know what I'm saying? Your boy can't stay without a car for too long. Okay? So, that's what I wanted to do today. I wanted to come on today and I wanted to talk about fear. Do not let fear hold you back. Do not let fear rob you of your greatness. Do not let fear win. Do not let fear be victory over you. Do not let fear decide how your life is going to be. Do not let fear rule anything in your life. Do not let fears cancel out your dreams, your hopes, and your desires. Do not let fear make you scared to move on. Do not let fear affect your anxiety, because now we're talking about a double whammy. Don't let it happen. The only person that can make it not happen is you. I can get on here and talk about it, but you got to get on here and do about it. Get it together. It's not that difficult. And as we go out, that intro was from Breaking Bad, and I love that. I love that. And I'm going to play it again on the outro. But I love that right there because I felt like he was talking about me, baby. I'm just trying to tell you. So, as we used to always do, but we haven't done it in the last couple of podcasts, is I want to ask you today. Who has access to you? Who has the most access to you? Because I want to ask you, the people that have the most access to you can do the most harm. The people that have the most access to you can hurt you real bad. Sometimes you have to limit your access to people. Everybody on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, tweet, all that. They got access to you right now. They can send you a DM. Even though I'm not in that world, your boy ain't forgot how to do nothing. You know, why do people have so much access to you? They can just call you whenever they want, any time of the day. They answer the phone. And the reason I'm saying that is because I noticed that with me, the more people who had access to me, the more anxiety I had. Woo-wee! Let me say it again. The more access people had to your boy Rizzy Shy, the more my anxiety flared up. People know you're going through something. They call and they want to give you advice. I didn't ask for your motherfucking advice. Who are you to give me advice on my situation and you ain't been nowhere near what I've been through? You ain't seen what I've been through, and you damn sure ain't going through what I go through. And I'm not saying that because I'm bigger than advice, but sometimes people don't mean you no harm, and these be the people that's closer to you. Limit your access, okay? Limit your access to people, and when you do that,
spent my whole life
you'll be fine.
Scared, frightened of things that could happen, might not happen. 50 years I spent like that, finding myself awake at 3 in the morning. Do you know what? Ever since my diagnosis, I sleep just fine. I came to realize it's that fear that's the real enemy. So, get up. Get out in the real world, and you kick that bastard as hard as you can, right in the teeth.
FeAR.